so other people can learn. Okay, so now what you should know, or what you should also focus on, is why you have learned copywriting, you are working for people and you are getting paid as a copywriter. The next thing, why you are making money as a copywriter, you should now start understanding the concept of sales funnel and how it relates to running adverts. Because when you want to run an advert, you will need to know, okay, what sales page are we going to run this traffic to? Now, this traffic that we are running to this page, the sales copy that is there, is it hot for hot lead? Is it warm for warm leads? And is it cold for the cold audience? So what kind of copy do they have on the sales? Then you also look at, okay, this particular campaign we want to run, what kind of campaign is it? Is it an advert, like, is it a traffic generation campaign? Or are we trying to use it to capture leads? So what exactly, or do we want to run traffic for conversion? So you need to know all of these things so that you can be able to deliver much value to your clients per se, right? Because when they are coming to you, they are coming to you because they have a problem. They feel like it's a traffic problem and they don't want to go through the hassle of learning and understanding traffic. They just want to get it done. They just want you to run the advert for them, adverts that is going to convert, right? So, and of course, also maximizing their budget and, minusing it and all of that stuff. So people want you to save money. People want you to help them make money. You know the reasons why people buy. If you go through copywriting classes, you understand. So they want you to help them make money, save time, avoid effort, and escape pain. These are the 5 major reasons why people buy things online, and of course, why people patronize your service as a business person. So you should always have this at the back of your mind. So what I would advise you, if you don't really know much about traffic generation, check out Penjoon. Penjoon is spelled Pengjoon. Don't worry, you can send me a DM. I will also send you the name. Check out Penjoon. He's a good Facebook advert specialist. There's this training he has. I don't know how much the training is, but it's in dollars. If you can go through, pay the sacrifice of going through that training, and of course, learning everything, then you are good to go. I think there's this book he sold. I bought from him a couple of times, and it came with some free Facebook advert trainings. I think $1 million adverts, $1 million ads. Like, it will help you understand how running adverts, writing copies for adverts, different kind of adverts, retargeting, and all of that stuff. Then inside it, there's this training that he does about advanced advertising. So I wasn't able to register for that training. I think it was either 997 or 97. I don't know. I can't remember. It's been, that was early last year or thereabout. So but that's another thing you can look at. Okay, hey, I'm going to get this access to this particular course because it's going to help me level up my my advertising skills, right? So what I always tell people is this: when you get into the game of anything, not just affiliate marketing, not just sales, not just freelancing, right? When you get into a new opportunity, first of all, ask yourself, how much do I know in this? Or you can still tell yourself, no matter what I know, I don't know nothing, right? I'm going to talk about this when I start running my presentation slides and all. I'll share my story, okay? So I think basically you understand everything I've said, right? So for you, we can start with copywriting.
Yes.
Okay. So for you, we can start with copywriting. Then while you are doing copywriting and you are making money from it, you can now use money from your copy business to learn Facebook adverts, because it will still help you, right? So you can now decide to start writing copy for them as well as running the adverts. That gives you an edge, an advantage over the regular advert specialist or over the regular copywriter. You understand?
Right. Yes.
All
Thank
right.
you so much.
You're welcome. So Stephanie, welcome. Happy New Year to everybody. So I would proceed without wasting much time. I'll proceed to what we have today. So I'm going to share my screen. Hopefully network. All right, so I hope you guys can see my screen. All right. So this is what we have. All right. So happy New Year, everyone. Mykail Arisa here, and I'm your friendly value mate. And once again, welcome to 2023. So we are going to be looking at 4 resources that will transform your life in 2023 and beyond. And this is basically going to be all about goal settings and all. So that's why I decided to make it the very first session that we are going to have. So we are going to be seeing the hidden secrets to acquiring wealth beyond measures. That's one of the things we are going to be learning, but that is majorly what we will be learning from this session. And of course, it has to center around goals, settings, and all of it. Okay, so we'll have subsequent sessions that might come as episodes or a mini podcast series. So feel free to, I think I'll be dropping that one on YouTube. So make sure to subscribe to my YouTube channel, ring the notification bell so that you don't miss out on this particular podcast that I'm going to drop. So it's going to be a weekly session. I think it should drop over 4 weeks or so, and we'll be done with that. But I'm going to go more in depth with goals in that particular podcast. Okay, so make sure that you are connected and make sure that you follow it up. All right, because I might not be able to share the link on the groups consistently. So I'm going to be starting with a quote from Hannah Bronfman, which says, "Goals gives us purpose, which in turn motivates us to make ourselves the best version in all aspects of our lives." And this is a quote by her. And the reason why I decided to pick and start with this quote is because it's talking about something which is purpose. And purpose is actually your reason for being, right? So it's one of the reasons why people struggle in life is because most of the times, they've not been able to understand their reason for being. Most of the times, they are not, whatever they are doing, that's why you see people give up easily on whatever they are doing. So they don't focus more on the goals. They don't set smart goals, which I would also handle in a coming episode on the podcast. So these are some things that you need to know before you venture into the goal setting. Make sure that if you want to have any goal, that you're setting any goal, there should be a reason why you are actually setting that goal out. And that reason is going to be your purpose, okay? Now, everybody might be wondering, okay, this is New Year, and people would come out. Most persons will start setting resolutions. Oh, this year I'm not going to do this. 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 Well, why every other person might be a big fan of resolution, I'm not actually a big fan of resolutions. Reason being that resolutions are just mere words and mere stuff that people just come out and say, and if they don't follow them with action, then there are bound to be issues, right? But if you have a resolution and then you actually put out action to it, kudos to you. You set it out as a goal, then that's fantastic. So I'll prefer setting goals, yearly goals, than making yearly resolutions, because resolution is just like resolving that, it's more like a turnaround, right? It's like a turnaround point. Oh, I've been having this issue for, in fact, this year, I'm going to make sure I'm not going to have this issue. It's just there. You just say it, and that's just it. Okay, you found out that this thing is not working, and you make a turnaround. But when you set goals, you tell yourself that I am going to achieve this within this time. Right. So you give yourself a time frame to achieve what you want to achieve. Now, that is you setting goals for yourself. And then you work towards those goals and you are going to see the success. Now, one of the reasons why I told you that we'll be talking about goals. So why goals? Everybody talks about goal settings. People are talking about goals. Now, why goals? So one of the reasons why you would want to set goals is for clarity. And I'm going to just use one of the ones I have now. So my YouTube channel is growing gradually. So one of the reasons why I said I had a goal for my YouTube channel, which was clarity. So where I talked about clarity was I first of all outlined what I wanted to do with my channel. So when I actually highlighted what I wanted to do with my channel, please make sure you mute yourself, everybody, please. Thank you. So when I highlighted what I wanted to do with my channel, one of the reasons was that I wanted to just be able to put out content for my students so I can relate everybody back. Hey, go here, go and check out this stuff. Yes, it's going to help you. You come back to me. I'm having this issue. I'm like, okay, go here. So it's one content that solves problem for everybody, and I don't have to start, I don't have to start doing it over and over again. So it's one content, everybody gets access to it, and that is that. Then the second one is gratitude. Now, when I talked about gratitude, now for clarity, I think one of the goals I said, I'm not going to run adverts to my YouTube channel or do anything that is going to foster ads until I get up to 100 subscribers. Now, and aside that, there was my video that was doing well, and the video and the way I saw the way the video was going, I just told myself that, oh, this video is going to hit about 1,000 views by ending of January. And then 5 days into January, I was at 1.1K views. And it was very fantastic. Like, I didn't expect it. And that brings me to the next line, which is gratitude. So it actually made me to feel grateful. And I was really happy. I was thankful. So there was this happiness that was there. If you understand how the law of attraction works, you know that gratitude is very essential when it comes to attracting what you desire. But that's story for another day. So all those things helped me, right? And then also another thing your goals helps you to do is that it makes you persevere. So you have that perseverance. Now you've set this goal and you are going forward to it. You say, I must achieve this goal. I must do this. Okay, fine. One of the goals is to post 10 YouTube videos this month. How do I do it? I'm going to post 2 every week. Okay, you go for it. Or I'm going to post 3 every week. You go for it. You do your possible best to make sure that you're posting 3 every week. And at the end of the month, you see that you actually hit your goal of making 10 videos in a month. Now, then lastly, your goals would also make you focus. It shifts you away from things. There are things we call the shiny object syndrome. What's the next best thing? What's the next best thing? You're looking for those next best thing that is there, and it's really messed up, right? So it's called that shiny object syndrome. Now, why did I talk about focus? So recently, I think still on the YouTube channel, now, one of my friends reached out to me and he was like, hey, what's up? I noticed you are doing YouTube, and oh, hey, there's this new app, there's this stuff, you just have to pay me money. They will help you do your getting followers and all of that stuff, and monetization. You get to 1,000 subscribers faster, and I think it's Vid. I don't know if it's VidMate or VidPro. I can't really remember the name of that particular application or whatever. And then I told him that, thank you very much. I really appreciate your help and all of that stuff, but I'm not necessarily really interested in this. When I'm interested, I'll let you know. Now, the reason is that I've already outlined my goals. So what I was looking at is get 100 organic subscribers first. And aside that, my YouTube channel, like I told you, the clarity, it was just there for me to teach my students. And if they have any issues, I can refer them back to those places. And then also out there for anybody who wishes to learn from me that doesn't have money to pay for my mentorship, right? So it's also out there for them, like they can learn. And when they make money from what they've learned, they can come to me and then pay for exclusive mentorship, right? So, and that is one of the things I did. So my YouTube channel was actually for learning. I'm not even done posting my learning content. I'm still posting them, and until I'm done, before I start saying, okay, I want to grow my channel. But for now, it's strictly for my students to teach them some things that I don't want to be repeating over and over again. So now, if you actually set goals for yourself, that focus will be there. So when the shiny object comes, you will be quick to take decision and say, hey, this is not for me at this point in time, and then you push it aside, okay? Now, so let's talk about how goal setting has helped me smash my sales record as a total beginner in online entrepreneurship. Now, remember I talked about clarity in the other aspect. This is like my own personal, and I'm going to share my personal story to you. So first of all, on clarity, I call it the reason why, right? So you give yourself a reason why you are actually setting this goal. Now, why am I doing this? Why do I want to achieve this? So when I started out as a beginner in the online space, especially when it has to do with sales. I didn't really know anything. In fact, I told myself that I don't know anything about selling. I don't know how to sell. Then I don't know anything about online stuff. So one of the things I told myself, and this is the goals that I set, right? Your goals might be different, but this is the first goal. And I always advise people start from here. I told myself, okay, guy, I don't know how to sell, which means I want to learn how to sell. And then after I learn how to sell, I will now have to learn how to sell online. Then before I can now start saying, all right, I want to learn how to, or all right, I want to start selling online. So when I give myself that stuff, it helped me focus and it helped me pitch my goals because I now said, okay, fine. Since I don't know how to sell, I know it's going to take me a longer time to actually make my first sale as an affiliate marketer. Then when I did that stuff, I told myself, okay, fine, I'm going to make my first sale in 3 months, and then I'm going to become a 6-figure affiliate in 6 months. But then this is just one of those testimonies that when I share it is, sometimes I don't even know how I was able to pull it off, but I knew I pulled up what I learned. So I kind of sped up what I was learning by doing it. I think I shortened everything, my learning span to 2 weeks. So I think after the first 1 month, which is after 2 weeks of learning, I made my first sale. After three days after that, I made my second sale. And that was a total of about 60K in 1 week. And I was surprised. I was like, wow, so this is money, like my money, right? And I've never sold anything online. Like this was literally my first time of selling online. So it was actually an eye-opener to tell me that, hey, you could push for more. And this was 1 month after I got the course, 2 weeks after learning and implementing. And then I think by the end of that month, I made about 80 something. That's after, yes, by the end of the month, I made about 80 something. And then after 1 month of selling, I actually hit my 6-figure goal that I set for myself. I remember I said that was in 6 months, but I hit it in 1 month. Okay. So yours might not come like this, right? It might not be that fast because of your learning curve. You might be a slow learner. So for those of you that are fast learners, it's going to be a big plus to you. Okay, so I've literally broken down all of these things that is here, but I will go one after the other to make you understand each point. So when I talked about clarity, I told myself that, hey, I don't know anything about sales, so I want to learn how to sell, and after that, I will learn how to sell online, which is my reason why. So the reason for setting the goal was just to learn how to sell first of all. So I told myself the truth, which is, hey, you don't know anything, you don't know jack about this. You need to calm down and learn. And then I had to focus more on the knowledge. So I told myself, what can I learn? What is sales? How can I understand sales? What are the components of sales? I started learning everything about sales. And after that, I progressed to online sales. And guess what? Those first sales I made, I removed money from there and I bought another course to learn selling. And I removed another money. I remember I bought 3 courses after that, while implementing what I have learned, because I was like, wow, if this thing can make me quick money like this, why not reinvest it in something that can help me know more, that can make me make more money? And now this is something about focus I want to share with you guys. So when we actually started, I was not the first person to start making sales in our community, because I had a mentorship group I belong to. That is my mentor. He's the one I got the course from. So I was not the first person. When we started, people were making sales rampantly. It was after 3 days. Somebody said, I made my first sale. And sales were flying up and down. I was like, God, what exactly is this? At some point I felt, I felt that urge to just jump in and start. But then I had to calm myself down and say, guy, you are not ready yet. Calm down, understand these things. So while I was learning, understanding, there's a point you will get to where your mind will tell you, you are ready, go for it. Follow your instincts. Don't procrastinate. If you procrastinate, it's going to be hard to recover from it. Right. So when that stuff happened, people were making sales. But when I actually started, guess what? I was the first person to hit 6 figures. Not like I want to brag or anything, but I was the first person to hit 6 figures in that my particular set. I was the first person to reach 1 million on sales in my set. Right. So these are things that, but had it been, remember, they moved up. So it's not about you that actually, it's not about the people that are quick to start. It's a journey. It's about who equipped themselves to start the journey, right? If if you read your Bible, I think the story of the 10 virgins, so the other ones, they were there. The other ones were not really prepared for the journey, right? So when their lamp went out, they had to go and start looking for fuel and all. And the other five virgins were allowed into the wedding or the banquet, however you want to call it, right? So these are things that you need to know. Then the next thing is determination. I told you I was determined to understand sales. I was determined to learn everything about sales and all, because I learned a bit about offer. I learned about one-time offer, and I learned about making discounts. I think from my mentor, that was how I made those sales. I actually made out an offer and I put a price discount on it, right? And I don't do discounts again. Instead I bundle up my offers with free bonuses and add-ons. I don't do discounts. So that was one of those things, because I noticed my mentor, because there was a time it was rampant. People were just doing, hey, they discount the price. And once you go lower, there's someone that is willing to go lower. Now you say, hey, I'm removing 5,000. Someone will say, hey, I'm removing 10,000. Another person will be like, I'm removing 15K. That is not a good business strategy, right? And I watched my mentor. He really does give away on his. I think since I've known him, he's just don't give away twice. And when he was 2 years in business before I knew him, and I was like, if this guy has been in business for like 2 years and he sparingly does give away, then this is something that I want to emulate, okay? And then lastly, I set my goals, which is, hey, I set realistic goals. So also when you tell yourself the truth, the next thing you want to do is to make sure that your goal is realistic enough. So I set realistic goals, and I told myself, hey, you don't know anything about sales, so you want to learn sales, right? Since you are going to learn sales and you are going to learn online sales, it's going to take you a longer time to make your first sale, okay? Hey, let's pitch my first sale at 3 months, and then pitch my 6-figure affiliate status at 6 months. And that was like a realistic goal for me, considering my truth, right? So these are things that you also need to know when it comes to you. Make sure that you sit down, have that conversation with yourself, and then make that decision, set the goals. Don't worry, we are going to get a clearer path to setting goals as we progress. This particular section is going to come with assignments. It's going to come with a lot of things to do. My request or my plea to you is to please make sure that you do these things diligently and follow them. Some of those things are going to last. Some of the assignments are going to last for like 30 days. Some are going to last for more than 30 days. Some are going to last for a lifetime. But make sure that you follow them consistently and you do them diligently. You will be surprised how much you would achieve by December. So by December, we are going to have a session like this. And everybody, we are going to look at your goals that you set. We are going to look at the ones you were able to achieve. Then you can also share your story, how you were able to achieve it at all. So by the end of this session, make sure to set those goals, please. All right, so I'll proceed to the next slide. Now, this is the very first resource that I want all of us to go through, and it's The Strangest Secrets by Mykail. If you need the link, I'm going to drop the link in the description. So by the way, I'm going to upload this particular session on YouTube as a YouTube video, and the links are going to be there. So it's going to be there for you whenever you want to rewatch it. Go there, you watch it again, click the links and all of that stuff. I'm going to give you also action steps that can help you. These are steps that I myself have started taking and is actually helping me also. So this is one of those videos that I came across on YouTube, and I felt like, nah, the community needs to know about this. So this one is The Strangest Secrets by Mykail. And what it's basically talking about, it's a 35 minutes video, by the way. And what it's basically talking about and what you should look out for when you watch it. So make sure you watch it is this. It's at some point it talks about the principle of non-conformity. And then at some other points, it's basically centering around goal setting and mindset. So if you know me, you know that I'm big into mindset, and we always start everything with mindset, okay? So mindset is key, mindset is king. Your mind is your greatest arsenal, right? So money is actually abundant. If you can have the abundance mindset, you are going to command the wealth, you are going to make money. Like everything about life is all about your mindset. You just have to have a positive mindset, positive attitude to everything. Make sure that you don't joke with it. each day do something that can grow your mindset. If you are someone that doesn't have a strong mind, so this particular session is going to, or this particular video is a YouTube resource, a YouTube video. It's free. I will drop the link in the description. Then it's actually going to help you to, first of all, break the bandwagon effect. So the bandwagon effect is basically doing what everybody wants to do. Like people are just going to work, they live 9 to 5. Like it's more like you are living like a robot. You wake up in the morning, you go to work, and then they ask you, hey, why are you even going to work? And people are like, I know well because it's the right thing to do because I'm supposed to go to work. No, you're not, that's not how it works. So you should have a reason, okay, why exactly are you going to work? What do you want to achieve by going to work? Most people don't even know that stuff. And then they get to settle for less. They tell you things like, it's not for me. I just want to be comfortable. My dear, there's no room for comfortability. There's nothing like being comfortable. Do you want to live your dream life or do you just want to keep on struggling daily? So these are decisions you have to take. There's no middle point to it. There's no, oh, I'm living comfortable. No, it's either you are here or here. It's like two extremes, okay? Then one of the things, I think this is the one that will come last. So there's a 30-day exercise here, aside the one I'm going to give you on this particular video. So make sure to go through it. When you watch the video, make sure to go through it and then do that particular exercise. Then at the end, towards the end of the video, it talks about 6 steps to achieving success. Note down those steps and try to implement it in your daily doings. Then I think one thing I would tell you to do is to play this video daily for the next 30 days. Like if you know that your mindset is not really that strong, you just make sure, even if you have a strong mindset, I've been playing this video like constantly every day. So make sure you play this video daily for the next 30 days. And then make sure that you also do the 30 day. This is 30 day, by the way. Sorry about the typographic error. So this is play the video for the next 30 days and then make sure that you do the 30 days exercise. And it's a daily exercise about goal setting and mindset. So make sure you pull out, write out things. So next we'll be moving to, now you have a strong mindset, right? So what again do you need to do now? Yes, I know I have the wealth mindset. I have the abundance mindset in me. I believe I can do this thing. So what's the next thing I have to do? Brings us to the next resource. So the next resource is actually a video from Steve Harvey, which is talking about act, believe, and then put in the work. This particular video, when I found it, I was like, wow, this is something I've been looking for. So here, Steve had to share a little experience, let's say, he kind of shared his own experience and then also talked about a couple of things. Now, the video is an 8 minutes video that you have to watch. And most of the things that you're going to look out for, the major thing you should look out for when watching this particular video is on the principle of faith and the law of attraction. Now, there are other books out there that can help you on this. So if you don't mind, maybe check out the book, The Secrets by Rhonda Byrne. It's another good read. I think I read that one and it's very, very fantastic, right? Or this short video will give you basically, essentially everything you need to know about it. And there is this particular favorite scripture that he took out from. He says, James 4 verse 2 on your, maybe during your quiet time, you can try to go through that particular scripture. He said, you have not because you ask not. And that's a short one, but it's very strong. So if you look at it, you have not asked. That's why you don't have. And there's a portion of the Bible that says, ask and you shall receive, and seek you will find, knock and the door will be open for you, right? So you need to ask, first of all, for something. And when you ask, it's going to bring us to the next slide, right? But you need to ask first of all. Now, and what I tell people is that before you even ask, that means you have to know, like, okay, fine, I don't know this thing. You start trying to, like, how can I know this stuff, right? And that is when you are going to get a revelation. Now, talking about revelations and principle of faith, right? There was one of, I think that was yesterday or thereabout, when we came back from service. So I was talking with my dad about faith and all of that stuff. I think that was one of the teachings they were teaching about how you put seeds and then the germinates and all. And we were talking about looking at the principle of faith. And then something struck me. So when he said, there was something he said, and then it struck me that, hey, you can't actually have faith unless you have the revelation of that particular stuff you want to faith out on. Now, let's say, for example, most persons now don't understand. And for you to even have a revelation, You must know that thing. So you seek knowledge. When you know it and then you have the revelation of it, then your faith can be strong in it. So what do I mean? Now let's take, for example, and I'm going to be doing a bit of kingdom principles here. So let's take, for example, if you can understand, I think a part of the Bible that talks about you and just like we've talked about here, that you should ask and you will seek. And it's only when you actually ask and seek. And then there's this thing about this other portion of the Bible that says, and you will know the truth and the truth will set you free. Now, most of the times, people just look at it and think that it's just about telling the truth or speaking the truth and all. But it's necessarily deeper than that, right? Now, when it's about truth, now the truth about what? That's the question. So if you, let's say you have a shaky marriage, so you know the truth about marriage, learn about marriage principles, the core foundation of marriage. That is actually going to solve the problems you're having in your marriage. You are having a shaky finance, like you're struggling. Know the truth about finances, study the law of wealth, like understand the principles of money. And when you know these truths, that's like you've come to that revelation of, hey, okay, this is how this thing actually works. And then with that knowledge, you can now ask. So when you now ask, because you have that revelation, it's like a backup for you to believe. Faith without working there, right? So that means you have to put in the work for these things to work. Like everything that you need, the solution to whatever problem you are having is actually in the Bible. Like everything, if you want to talk about the way to make money, it's there. If you want to talk about faith, it's there. Like people come out to tell you the law of attraction, the universe, this and all of that. So when you see them making references to the Bible as well, like even the first one, the Stranger Secrets, they made reference to the Bible as well. Right. So now for you to actually put in the work, that means you have to start visualizing what you have been able to ask for, what you are actually believing. You need to start visualizing it, which brings us to the next point and the next resource, which is still from Steve Harvey himself. He writes Your Vision, and that is the title of it by Steve Harvey. Now, on this particular one, it's actually simple. Now, after asking what's the next thing you are supposed to do, right? So you've asked, you believe. So you're now looking at, okay, what's the next thing? What's the next thing? What's the next thing? Now, after that, now these are things that you need to do, right? So you have finished asking. So you can check out the, I think the scripture, Habakkuk 2 verse 2. What is actually talking about is writing down your vision. So they say they are going to write it down so that everybody shall see it. And then, so that's generally what it's talking about. I would have read it out, but I'm not on my phone there. So you can read it out later. So you go through that one, then you can also check out James 4 verse 2. Now, it's just about the principle of the vision board, right? So what exactly do you have vision for? Like, what are those goals? And this particular one is talking about your lifetime goal, okay? So not necessarily your short-term goals. Now, the other one asks, the strangest secrets is going to tell you about, I think you write down your short-term goals as well. But this particular one has some activities that you are going to take that will make you write down your long-term goals. And I mean, when I mean long-term, I mean lifetime goals. So this is one resource that you don't want to miss out. So make sure you go through it. Now, at the end of it, it's going to help you, first of all, create your vision list. Now, here are action steps that you'll be taking. But when you watch the video, you have more clarity about this thing, okay? So now action steps you are taking is, first, you are going to write at least 300 things that you are actually, that your dream, your dreams, yes, all these things that you want, you've asked for all of them. Now you want to manifest them, right? So you are going to write them down, at least 300. And then you are going to read them 5 minutes every morning and evening. These are according to Steve Harvey, by the way. Then after 1 year, you are going to go through that list. And then you'll be surprised at what you are going to see that you've been able to achieve. So what he said is that he can guarantee that you would have achieved 30 things on that list. So he said 30 things on that list that he can guarantee that you've achieved it. So that's like 10% of 300. Okay, so that I think that's what that particular resource is all about. Then the next resource, which is basically our book for the month, is
Awaken the Giant Within by Tony Robbins. It says how to take immediate control of your mental, emotional, physical, and financial destiny. Like this is basically it. So remember, you saw how I transitioned. First of all, we started with mindset, then we now moved to faith, and then we now moved to vision, and now we have come down to goal setting. Now, this particular book for the month is also in the form of an audio book, which is how I love enjoying it. So it's also in the form of an audio book, right? Which is like my own best form. It might not be your best form, but that's like how I enjoy it. I think if you go through the audio book before 3 hours, I think in less than 5 hours, we should be done with the whole book. And I would advise you, if you are someone that wants to move with speed, then you can go through the audio book. At the end of it, there are instructions for you to take. So remember, we are looking at things. What I want you to do is go through these resources one by one. For each resource, by the time you are done with it, write out what you have learned from that resource. Take the action. Like if there's something that the research is telling you to do, start doing it, start implementing. Get a book, write out this. You start writing. Like make sure you put yourself in that zone and do all those things. These are things that you do once and it lasts you throughout the year, right? So make sure if there's any way you want to start your year, it should be through these particular exercises, right? So make sure that we go through it. Do not skip this for any reason. And I'm pleading with you as well. Please do not skip this for any reason whatsoever. Make sure that you take part of these exercises that are here. It doesn't matter what the goals are. It doesn't matter how much the goals are going to cost you. Those dreams, it might be own a house or own a house on a 500 square meter or on a 1,000 SQM in Lekki phase 2, or you can say in Lekki phase 1, or you can even be specific, so estate, maybe Chevron estate, house 5, number 6, however you want to do it. But when it comes to actually writing down your vision list, don't worry, you will learn all those ones from that. Now, but basically for this is going to be our book for the month. Okay, let's start with mindset. So, but once you are done with it, you can jump over to the other books I recommended as well. But this is basically our book for the month. So we are going to be looking at goal setting, our yearly goal, monthly goal. I would also talk about this in the coming podcast that I'm going to do. So it's also going to talk about goals and mindset and all of that stuff. I'm going to go in depth on it. Now, this particular book is going to talk about your short-term goals, success strategy. So once you go through this book, all of it, make sure that the next action step is to, if you are listening to the audiobook, of course, that's why I say listen to audiobook. If you are reading, read the book, and once you are done, follow the instructions at the end. Like there are instructions at the end that will start telling you about, okay, this is what you need to do, this is what you need to do, this is what you need to do, this is what you need to do. And please just start doing those things, right? Now, there are some of us here that want to win affiliate challenges. Trust me, you guys are going to win those challenges. Right, you are going to win those challenges and you're going to collect the prizes for it. But then you need to be able to plan out these things as goals. And when setting your goal, do not underestimate the amount of resources it's going to take you. Do not underestimate the amount of time it will take. And do not underestimate the amount of effort you need to put in. Okay, these are mistakes that people make when they are setting goals and all of that. Sorry, something happened. Okay, so these are mistakes that people make when they are setting goals and all of that. So try to make sure that you avoid these mistakes. Very, very, very important. So make sure that you have clarity. Remember the clarity, we talk about focus, talk about perseverance, gratitude, and all of that stuff. So those things are like things that will just come as you proceed and progress through your goals and between now and the year. I remember when I started my YouTube channel, I started out with a 7-day challenge. I knew I wanted to take it serious. I needed that extra push. I went for the challenge, 7-day YouTube challenge. I joined. I pushed myself. Yes, your camera is bad, but do something. So from there, I got to the flow of creating for YouTube. And then I have a video that has done over 1,000 views. And you get, so it's, to some persons, it's small, right? But for me, it's actually something that I need to be grateful for. All right. So now I believe we have come to the end of the session. Like I know I didn't really tell you guys this is going to be a very quick one, fast one. So we are at the end of the session. So, and I want to thank you all for listening, and I want to thank you for staying to the end of this session. So right about now, I'm going to be allowing us to drop. If we have any questions so far that we want to ask, please, you can go ahead and ask your question, then I will answer your question, and then we can call it a night. So do we have any question?
Yes, boss. Good evening, boss.
Yeah, good evening. How are you doing?
Okay. Sorry. You said the book of the month is what?
I didn't hear you, sorry.
I said you said the book of the month is what? I've
Okay,
forgotten
the book for the month, that's Awaken the Giant Within by Tony Robbins. Yeah.
Thank you.
Okay. Do you know that question?
That's it's in the
Yes, it's in the premium. Yeah, in the sales toolkit. Yes.
Okay.
Yes, it's there. So when you go there, just check the premium ebook series. You'll see it there. If it's not there, just check the premium audio book. You'll find it there. So I would also go through the toolkit to make sure that it's organized. I know the last time I didn't really finish up with the organization.
Oh, okay. Thank you.
All right, you're welcome. So are you done with exams?
No, not yet though.
All right, no problem. How is it going for you?
Thank God, it's going well. It's not easy, shot.
I know, I understand. All right, it's well. I wish you all the best there.
All right, thank you, boss.
You're welcome. All right, Mr. Kevin, do you have any questions so we can call it tonight? Okay, so I think that will be that. And once again, thank you for listening. Welcome to the end of the session. My name is Mykail, Arisa.
No, I don't have any question actually.
Okay, no problem.
I've learned a lot. And
All right, are you raising your hand or you are clapping? Which one? Okay, I think you are clapping.
Yes, I'm clapping.
All right, no problem. Thank you very much. I appreciate. So, I think this will be it. I will try to make sure the resource is available for those that want to watch. It's going to be available for us on YouTube. So I will try to do a little bit of editing, to comp out all those places that network was killing and all. But hopefully, however it turns out, I hope you all enjoy it once again. All right, so thank you for staying to the end of the session and good night.